The T-62A, a Tier 10 Russian medium tank, which is incredibly strong in so many different aspects. It's got 7 degrees of gun depression, the same dispersion as the Leopard 1, and incredible DPM as well. And of course, when you add all those things together, plus the not-so-bad armor, it becomes a really formidable opponent. But there's a reason why I never post videos of this tank on my channel, and it's really just because I don't enjoy the playstyle all too much. I would say the last time I've really played this tank was way over a year ago, so because of that, I just never really come up with the idea of making a video on this tank. But I've decided that I do definitely owe you guys a video and a little bit of a talk about this vehicle. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and everything else in between about the 62A. So if you enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy amount. Now, the 62A has a very solid gun. 2.2 seconds aiming time and 0.272 dispersion. This thing is possibly the most accurate gun I've ever used. I mean, it never blooms, ever. You just aim, and it's already aimed in. It's actually ridiculous. It makes a Leopard 1's aiming time seem actually long. You're gonna see just when I'm playing it how stupid that is. So it's great on the accuracy and dispersion. The damage per minute at 3,340 base, because I'm running calibrated, is already incredibly strong, and if you're running gun rammer, you can get it up to just shy of 3,600, which is even higher. So yeah, it's got really good DPM either way you run it. It's got very good standard pen at 257, and of course, because I'm running calibrated, it brings that heat from 300 all the way up to 330. So very nice on the premium pen as well. Can cut through most tier 10 heavy tanks, at least from the front. Now, your average damage is 310, and this is where I really don't enjoy this playstyle. I love the 121B because it has that 350 damage per shot gun, but I just don't like the fact that every other tank outtrades you in this vehicle. 310 damage is really nice if you can pump it out with your 5.5 second reload, but when you're in a 1v1 or a trade scenario, I just never find this tank so exciting for me because I'm a super aggressive player, and with this specific damage, it sometimes doesn't go very well for me. But obviously, 7 degrees of gun depression and very solid turret armor of 240 millimeters base means that you can actually get some very nice bounces on that turret. The tank is not very fast though, only going 50 kilometers per hour. It's one of the slower tier 10 mediums, with the M48 Patton being the only one behind it, and honestly, I think the M48 Patton is actually faster on acceleration over the 62A, so yeah, I would rate this probably as one of the slowest tier 10 mediums in the game. But, as I said, it's not about the mobility. The real thing about the 62A is the gun. I mean, vehicles like the Object 907, which are going to be coming into the game, I hope soon. We've got the T22 Medium and the Object 140. They all have pretty good guns, but their dispersion and aiming time come nowhere near what the 62A's has been. And the reason that I would say this tank is so strong nowadays is because they keep buffing it year over year over year. I mean, I don't expect this thing to be buffed anytime soon because obviously it's gotten 7 degrees of gun depression when it used to have 5. Not only that, but it went up in DPM, it's gone up in accuracy, aiming time. I mean, you can literally name anything on this vehicle and it's probably been buffed. I don't know why Wargaming's left the Object 140 just in the dust, because it's literally just a worse version of the 62A now. I mean, I always try to say that the 140 is more enjoyable for me, which it still is, but the fact that Wargaming gave this thing more gun depression was the only really niche, apart from the AP and APCR difference, that the 140 had. So now it's literally just better in every aspect over the Object 140. Either way, we're going to go up this hill. I'm obviously not probably going to be able to get up that hill because they've got a Boss Chateau 25 ton and an F3 301. But yeah, I'm going to hold this corner right here. Since Wargaming, oh my god, what it really, I love that. Well, we weren't actually able to get a shell out into either of those tanks because that T92 decided to stop right in the middle of the game. Thank you very much, teammates. So now we are really not in all too good of scenarios here. Well, that's not great. And there's the E3 because we couldn't get in the position. Well, good news is that E3's already been slapped, which was quite a hard slap at that. But this is what I'm talking about with that alpha. I mean, the Batchat actually out-trades me, or not out-trades me, but he equally trades me. And in fact, that guy high-rolled me twice, like really high-rolls me. So that was quite sad there, and that's only a 248 damage shot. But I mean, in this circumstance, it's really not that great for my alpha, right? I mean, I'm struggling to get out big shots onto the Boss Chateau 25 ton. Not much I can really do to him. Let's him in on that VK72 again. Nice tap there. We've taken off 500 at least. I mean, that's one thing that you really don't realize about the 62A is when it only shoots you twice, I mean, it's a big chunk of damage it's taken off of you. 310 damage for, you know, 5 seconds is 502 seconds, or whatever the reload is. Sorry, 2 seconds, yes. Imagine if the 62 had a 2-second reload, but it's early. Give me an excuse for my bad numbers right now. But there's the E3, who I can't really do anything to, although he's able to turn his tank and get a very nice snap into me. That was stupid on my part, gonna be honest. That was definitely a misplay from me. The issue is there's not really much I can do right now. I mean, we're just kind of sitting here and enjoying the view. That VK72 has higher alpha than me. We took a big shot from that E3 already, who obviously has higher alpha than me. So we're just kind of sitting here, not really able to do much as of yet. That Bat Shotgun is probably going to try pushing this again. We're going to get a shot into him, and again, he's just easily buttering through my armor. I mean, that's the issue with this vehicle, as I said. It's just the fact that there's really not much I can do in this circumstance against that Bat Chat. He's just really trying to bully me. So we did get a bounce, which is very nice, you know. I'm just going to try and actually drive away. I'm thinking that's not going to be a bad idea as of right now. I'm going to drive towards here. My T92 has been AFK literally the entire game, which is not great for me, but we're going to get over here. I'm thinking if we can flank, this is going to be some nice shells into the rear of the enemy team. I mean, that Bat Chat hasn't really been doing much apart from just putting a little bit of pressure on me. And even though we are a one-shot to now most of the enemy tanks, I'm thinking that we might be able to get some nice shells into the side of like this VK72 now that he's fired. So let's see. There you go. Nice tap into the side of the VK72. Do have the Waffenträger, and oh my god, we got so lucky that we bounced that. Ooh, that could have been really, really bad. So the E3 is actually dead, which is great. I don't need to worry about him anymore. But we do need to worry about a lot of the other tanks on the enemy team still. So there you go. There's one nice shot into the Waffenträger. Let's see if we can get some more shells in. There's another nice shot. Let's back up. There you go. And we're still kicking. I've got to be careful, though. That guy, he's got that big alpha, of course. And because we did take that hit from the enemy tank, can't really afford to tank a shell from that anymore, but let's see if we can get that shell in. There you go. Nice max roll of 420. I mean, this guy's obviously not enjoying life all too much right now. We might be able to shrug a shell off with our armor, but oh, look at that. My teammate got a perfect shell in, and he is dead. So that's perfect. The VK72, I don't think he's enjoying life all too much anymore at this point. I mean, he's only got 79 hit points left. We're just going to keep on pushing to the side here. Maybe we can get to the side of him. Hopefully we're not spotted. No, we are not. All right, so let's keep going. Here we are. Speed is key. Let's go, go, go. We're going to put on our heat shells just in case. And there you go. Perfect shell going right into the lower plate of the VK. As I said, running calibrated shells gives me that opportunity to cut through most frontal armor that you normally wouldn't have. So there you go. We're doing okay. We're just about 2,900 damage in this game. We know that the Jagdtiger's pushing off to the side, which is a very deadly tank, obviously. So let's see if we can get a shell into that Jagdtiger. There you go. Nice heat shell going into him there. And we're going to need one more heat shell, and this guy will be taken out, which is exactly what we did there. Now, we do have this FE301, of course, over here, who actually might be able to cut through my armor, but because I have pretty decent armor for a tier 10 medium, this guy's actually struggling to get through me. So there you go. We got him once, got him twice, and we do have a very, very quick reload. So let's finish him off. We were able to get very lucky, though, because he did out-reload me, but he had the spam premium, so it looks like he low-rolled me a little bit. Either way, we did pretty solid for that first game. 4,164 damage. We were able to get quite a few bounces here and there. We got very lucky that I got that bounce on the Waffenträger. I think that was just luck because I stupidly pulled out on the E3 earlier. So, yeah, we did very solid for that. But you can clearly see where that alpha is very hard to work with. I mean, that Bat Chat was easily able to kind of just bully me because it had a clip and the same alpha as me. So I literally just couldn't poke that guy because he'd have a shell every time I did. Obviously, only tapping this guy for 200 each time wasn't all too much. But what is a lot is when you're able to tap somebody for 250 twice, because that's 500 hit points. That's almost the same as a 640 alpha. I mean, if you get 2 standard shells into any tank, that's the same as a 640 alpha with a much quicker reload. And that's insane. You know, if you think about it, that's what makes the 62A type gun very annoying. It's the fact that, sure, it might be a pea shooter, but just like the Black Prince or the E25, it might not seem like a lot of alpha in the moment, but once you start penetrating 2, 3, 4 shells in a row, because you've got such a quick reload, this tank starts to really rack up that damage. So, here we are. I've got no medium tanks apart from a Vickers Light. I'm really hoping this Vickers Light does come with me, and thank God he is, because if he didn't, we would be in a world of trouble. Vickers Light is the only light tank on both teams, which is just giving us an undeniable advantage over their team. So all this Vickers would really have to do is like go around this ridgeline here and spot their team. Unfortunately, it looks like he's not doing that as of right now, but either way, he did get a nice spot into the TVP, and we got a nice spot into the 62A. So we're getting spots out here. I just wish the Vickers had pushed into this spot so, you know, he could have been doing his job as a light tank. Either way, that guy, he's enjoying the view up there. I'm just being careful so that we don't run into vehicles like that right there. The T110 E4. Either way, that's a nice tap into the E4 already. Let's go for him once again. There you go, another nice tap. But there's a TVP 50 who, oof, got some very nice taps into me there. There's a nice tap back into him, though. And with that Jagdpanzer there, I doubt that TVP wants to play with us anymore. So there's that E4, just kind of chilling there. Although he randomly moved his tank. I don't even think he meant to do that. I think he just randomly moved his tank up. And because of that, oh, come on, come on. Why do you do this to me? Let's try again. Let's poke him and see if we can get a shell in. Ah, come on! This thing's got the same dispersion as a Leopard 1, and it's just saying no every single shot. You know what? Fine. We're loading in heat. We're going to pen him easy there. He's taken out, so that's good. We know where the 183 is off to the side, so we might be able to get some shells into that 183. There you go. Nice tap into the side of that 183 at least once. You know, I'll take it. It's 300 damage. It's better than nothing, right? So, oof. And there's a yo all the way off to the side over there. There is the TVP who did annoyingly shoot me earlier, so I would like to get shells into him, but looks like we're not able to really do all too much right now. This game is kind of a stalemate, you know? Ooh, there's an E6, though. Ooh, hoo, hoo. So we know where most of their team is. They're kind of in the dip, you know? The IS-7's in the dip currently. We have the E6 that is obviously really centered in that dip, so I gotta be careful on what we push. Oh, and there's the Yo. Yeah, I'd rather easily get hit by the E6 than the Yo right now. I hate Yos so much. Just 800 health gone in 1.7 seconds. I mean, there's nothing I can really even do to that tank in this current scenario. So let's aim it on this E6. That heat shell velocity, not too great as of right now. We do have that TVP, though. Maybe, just maybe we can get a shell into him. There you go. That was a nice pen into the TVP. Do have the IS-7 kind of surfing over this ridge right now, who I can't really penetrate all too much. So, this is a weird game. This is a really weird game. And this is where, as I said, that alpha really just doesn't seem like it packs a punch at all. I mean, we're just sitting here, and we're just like that little bit of an itty-bitty punching bag. There's not much we're really doing. There's a 288 roll into the IS-7, but again, like, is that really going to hurt him? Not too much. I mean, there's a nice tap, though, 298. But now we got to start backing up from this guy. So we got to be very, very careful here. Let's see if we can get a tracking shell in. Oh, that did not track him. Ooh, we got very lucky, though, that he actually bounced us. So, again, let's see if we can get some shells into this IS-7. I'm hoping that we can just pepper him enough that we're actually able to finish him off. I mean, we've got way more DPM than him, of course, but we can't really pen him in this area exactly here. So what I'm planning to do is get some nice shells out. But we obviously have the Yo on me, and the Yo has that big ol' alpha. We got the IS-7 aiming at me. I mean, we're pretty much screwed here. Not much we could have done. I don't know why that Yo player was really only going... Oh, come on, DK. Either way, you can see where I personally don't like the 62A. In a scenario like that, where you don't have the alpha to really fend for yourself, people don't care. They just push on you. And that's the biggest reason why I personally don't drive the tank. Now, don't get me wrong. We did good. We did 3,755 damage, and our team somehow turned what was a super solid win into a terrible, terrible defeat. All you have to do is hold that spot, but somehow you let a flanking Yo kill you. I mean, what? So... yeah, unfortunately, not the best game. We had a 0 damage from our grill, 44 damage from our Jagdpanzer. I mean, if those two guys had just fired one shot and penned them combined, that would have been like literally 1,500 damage there. So, sadly, the best players and the best tanks on our team were really, really not great. I mean, that Vickers could have done such a good job spotting, especially because they had no light tanks. But either way, the point still stands. The 62A is a very, incredibly strong tank. I mean, we were able to do really good stuff, even in that dire situation for the second game. While the Alpha may not have been my cup of tea. And honestly, I think if I had swapped places with the Vickers Light and the 62A had been the other player, we probably could have won that game just because this tank's power on the battlefield in that scenario. But... let me know what you guys think about that tank in the comments down below, if you enjoy it or you don't. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.